Good day, everybody. I've got Scooter here this morning. Okay, looks like he's eyeballing those eggs, those snail eggs. You think you can get up there, Scooter? Now we know. Whoops, let's see. He's very finicky. I'm shocked he was here that long, but here's Cooter over here. And he's looking for something to eat. He's not camera shy at all. So today is day 431 from starting this whole regenerative ecosystem build. It's day 130, I believe, from starting the actual creek system. Non-stop, basically. So from the time I started the build, I started it in March of 24, and we finished building it in, say, November of 24. And then it took about a month to 5-6 weeks to get figured out, basically. I had to figure out how to manage the water, how it was going to be managed getting up into the soil beds. So once we figured that out with the sand, silt, and clay, and we only needed to put certain amounts of organic matter on top in certain areas to allow that water to be wicked up. And then we just spread that organic matter over top of our soil, which is below the mulch layer, and that is what is wicking up that water into these beds and keeping the plants and soil and all the microorganisms happy. We hope, anyway. We do have some these are finally starting to, I believe, those roots are really starting to get down into the soil now. Once they establish themselves, they should take right off. Like this one here looks established. So we're getting good growth from this every day. You can see that lime green, that's just new growth. That's not a deficiency or anything. See, they all have that lime green in the center. That's new growth. As they grow, they get darker green. You can see our jasmine has just taken off. That thing's gonna go crazy. You can see the vines just growing. That's exactly what I wanted to do. We'll just manage it, and I'm gonna basically have it cover all of this rock wall. So all of the rock wall will be covered in green jasmine and green ivy. We're gonna let this ivy grow up. We'll manage that. All these banker plants, so to speak. This is a piece of algae right here. These isopods love to eat algae. So what we did is a chop and drop. You can see all this excuse me, all this green, and we just chop and dropped a lot of this stuff over here. We chop and drop a lot of that dandelion. So the dandelion hasn't flowered, but it, shoots off its branches. I mean, its center's there, and its branches. One of them is all the way over here, so you can see how big it is. And what I do is just take a leaf and chop it up, drop it right down. Good for the soil. We're basically just feeding the soil, so to speak. Here's another one. We did the same thing. Cut a few leaves off, chop them up, and we do this continuously year round through each cycle. As things get out of hand, like the grass here, you see it's all down in the water. We'll just chop. I'll grab it like a haircut. Just chop it up. Spread it out all over the bed, and that's our green matter. That's our green organic matter. That's what the biology and all the critters and everything need to feed on. So we don't want them feeding on our cannabis plants. I'd rather them feed on our banker plants and all our plants like this that are growing down there. We chop this up, drop it in the bed, and that allows all those mites and slugs and millipedes and everything else that's in the bed to have food. Instead of eating on our cannabis plants, they eat on everything else. So it works out good. You can see this thing here is going crazy. We're probably going to have to take a few leaves. We've been taking the underside leaves. Oops. So we've been taking those and chopping them up. Taking a few of the branches off of this. You can see we just take it, chop it up, throw it in the bed. It's that simple. Just replicating nature, mimicking nature. You can see this autoflower leaned over and now it's growing back up. And a crazy 3 leaves. Look how big these leaves are on that thing, and it only got 3 fingers on it. I've never seen that before. I've seen 3 fingers, but not at this stage. Like, it's not throwing any more fingers. It's all 3. Like, usually they gain fingers as they go up, so it'll start off with 1, then 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, on up to 9, 10, 12. This one's growing and it's staying at 3. Pretty crazy. I've noticed a lot of different things going on, and I'm sure it's because of the bacteria and just the water that's going on in here. And we're going to see a lot of traits in these plants that we probably don't normally or would see in a normal traditional system, because this system is totally different than any other system. And we're using living water. We're using you see it. We're using everything. We're not spraying fungicides, pesticides. 100% natural, 100% organic, I guess you should say. But I think organic, that term is overused these days. I think it's more about money than it is sustainability. So right now this is more about learning sustainable agriculture and learning how to farm without going to the grocery store. Like, I wanted to be able to grow cannabis, grow food, grow whatever I wanted to grow without having to go to the grocery store. And I found natural farming. I found, just Future Cannabis Project with the soil conversations and living soil conversations, and got into the biodynamics, and it's a never-ending wormhole that you will go down on this. And it's fascinating to learn that how everything is connected. Like, we are soil. Soil is life, along with water and sunlight. When you boil it all down, it's a cycle that starts with the sun and works its way down into the soil, and the soil is just loaded with life. I mean, it's where most of all life is on the planet, in the soil. I mean, a teaspoon has 1 billion different organisms in it. It's kind of hard to imagine that a tiny little pinch has so much life. And it does. And if it's well-maintained soil, and there's a difference between soil and dirt. Dirt does not have life in it. Soil does. So hopefully what we can do with this is keep that life going and just keep adding to it. More diverse biology, more diverse amendments, such as the natural farming amendments, like all the ferments, plant extracts, taking the cannabis that we don't use and fermenting it down and adding it right back to the soil. So basically everything the plant pulls up, we're just putting right back in. Only once the plant produces the structure, this structure we can drop on the, all this is just mineral that the plant has turned into, you know, organic matter. It's taking the light from the lights in here, photosynthesized it, turned it into simple sugars, put those simple sugars down into the ground where the microorganisms use that sugar for energy, break down the nutrients, mining the nutrients out of the sand, the silt, the clays. They break down, the bigger bugs in here will break this down, and then the next stage will start. So like say the centipede will eat this, the isopod or whatever is going to eat it will eat this, and then they will crap it out, and then the next stage of bacteria and fungi will come in and eat the shit and then crap that out, and then more will come in and eat their shit and crap that, all the way down till you get to the plant food, to where the plant can absorb it, where it turns into humus and fulvic acids that these plants can take up. So a fulvic acid is mainly more for a foliar spray. That's how I remember it. Foliar, fulvic for foliar, humic for the soil. So humics are feeding the microbiology in the soil. Fulvics can feed the plant directly. So it's really good if you can get your hands on some fulvic and humic acid. And how you get your hands on that, well, if you need to buy it, I'll show you. This is the great place. BioAg. Full power humic acid, created from prehistoric plant material. So they mine this stuff and then extract the humic acid and the fulvic acid. So humic and fulvic acid is basically, if you were to make compost and put it in water and extract the compost in water and get all that brown dirt out and all that good stuff, that would have humic acid and fulvic acid in it. It's basically the compost is broken down to a point where once it's liquefied, it's more of a humic acid that helps the plant uptake its nutrients, just like the nutrients in our gut. You know, these acids in our guts produce they break down the nutrient in the food to where we can absorb it in our bloodstream. It's the same process, just on a different scale. Same process. Everything needs to be broken down so it can be absorbed up into the veins of the plant, just like veins in our arm. Plants got veins too. And that's what uses to transport all the nutrient. So we've even got, there's a black soldier fly sitting on the shell there. He's just another part of the cycle. He's going to be eating and crapping. Everything eats and everything craps. And that's how the cycle goes. Scooter eating another bit of a nugget. There you go. Got him one. That's Scooter. You usually don't get him on camera. That's Scooter. And Cooter is over here chilling on the rock. Looks like he's getting a little sun on his neck and legs. Big old pile of crap on the rock there. It must be worm. Well, that's today's walk around. I appreciate everybody taking a gander at this, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.